Hello there. So I'm back again with another sort of short tip style video. Today I want to talk about a little concept from boxing. So bobbing and weaving, it's like head movement, essentially moving your head around, making it a harder target to hit, because naturally it's a very common target. People really want to hit you in the head because we know that that's where the brain is. That's what's going to cause a lot of damage. It's what causes knockouts. It's like the golden target zone. But fortunately it's quite small, especially the head itself is quite small on the body, but also the actual part of the head you want to hit, which is the lower half, but the lower part of the head, the jaw, just below your cheekbones basically, that's the soft part that gets damaged and causes knockouts around here. The hard part is very solid, and that's where people break their hands, because they try and hit someone on the head and they end up hitting, the hard part, which is harder than the knuckle, so that's what breaks. And which is why tucking your chin in is a good idea as well, because it brings that harder part forward and sort of protects the lower part, which is more the part you don't want to get hit in. So head movement as well, it's attached to this upper body, so if you move the upper trunk area around, you learn, you develop the core muscles so you can move around easily. You can make it harder to hit, especially in the heat of a fight when there's adrenaline and everything. Sort of like fine motor skills, targeting, hitting precise areas becomes much harder. So having that sort of head movement as a skill is very useful in sport and like self-defense fighting, really practical fighting. So I'm going to show you a bit of a classic drill how you can train this. So bobbing and weaving, two different things. Bobbing is just moving the head down, so someone's coming through with a sort of straight punch, whatever, you're just ducking underneath it. All these movements are very small. You want to try and make it so you're moving just enough to miss, not more. You don't want to like over exaggerate it, because it's wasted energy, it's inefficient. You want to be as efficient as possible, and the longer the movement, the further it has to travel, and the slower it becomes as a result. So you don't want to like do like a full-on low squat. You just want to duck just enough so that it goes over your head. And with weaving as well, you don't want to make a massive like whoa like this. You just want just enough sort of circle around underneath. So with I'll go bobbing first, because weaving is kind of like a bob into a movement, so it's like a sort of different version of a bobbing almost. So this classic training drill, you sort of get a stick. Typically you might get a partner to hold it for you at your sort of head height. This is slightly lower, so I'm going to have to like sort of squat down more than I would normally, but you want to set it up so the stick sort of in line with your head, like around your eye sort of level, because that's where someone will be aiming typically, or like around here where they're going for. So you just want to, from here, and just practice bobbing down just enough, not too much, just enough, getting used to that movement, just so it just clips over underneath. So you're getting used to that, how far that you actually have to go just to get that movement right. And then weaving is very similar. So we set the stick up, you have it on your one shoulder, and the aim is to move it onto the other shoulder, but like with as minimum movement as possible. So you're looking forwards all the time, or you're always looking, or you don't want to like look down or anything, you're always staring at the end of the stick. You're just moving and getting used to that movement, not like really overdoing it, just finding out what the minimum amount of movement is to actually achieve it, to get the stick from one shoulder to the other. That's what you're trying to do. So that's a classic sort of training drill for bobbing and weaving. Hope you found this useful, and I'll see you in the next video.